Here is very wary of those temples also. I'm sure all of us know by now that there are stacked temples at the back of your base in Medusa and a spore colony going up at the front door here. So maybe going for a lurker spore colony defense game here. I'm not sure. And he's got a Luxury has another base going up at the 9 o'clock position, which has not been scouted yet. And Pure has scouted. I think he thought that Luxury was going to go for that 6 o'clock base. So he may be prone to not going for looking for that 9 o'clock base. So we're gonna have to see here. Who would you actually give the advantage to at this point? Because I'm a little bit confused as to who's in the lead here. I mean, Luxury's got all this perfect timing up, and Pure has the perfect timing up also on his build. But who would you give the advantage to at this point?
At this exact moment, I'd say the advantage is Luxury for 2 reasons. One, he hasn't been harassed, and 2, he does have that hidden 9 o'clock expansion. But I think it's going to come down to the next minute, maybe 2 minutes, because yeah, Pure does have the Reaver out. So once Corsair Reaver gets going, how much damage he can do with it is going to determine who ends up having the lead in about 1 or 2 minutes here. And if Pure is going to be able to actually get out and expand, or if Luxury is going to be able to keep that 9 o'clock base completely hidden, or even have it long enough that he can reap the benefits from it. But yeah, I think this is all going to come down to how well the Reaver harasses, and because I don't think he's certainly not going to be able to get away with doing nothing with it. But yeah, the 9 o'clock base is going to get scouted out, and I think that if Pure goes with that the Reaver, he should be able to if not take it down, he can get the Hydralisk moving over there. Yeah, the Hydralisks are moving over there, and then maybe attack somewhere else, because his Corsair Reaver force is of course more mobile than Hydralisk are. So if he can get the Hydralisk committed to one position, he can definitely go somewhere else and do a whole lot of damage, and I think that's what he has to do. But if he goes too long and lets Luxury sit here and build up this Hydra force, put spore colonies at all of his bases, then he's gonna run into problems here. But yeah, it looks like that's what he's gonna go for now. He is moving his shuttle into Luxury's base now, and actually Pure is going for DTs too. So he's going for a combination Corsair Reaver and Corsair DT. I'm interested to see how this works. I don't think I've ever actually seen this combo play. Usually see players either commit to one or another, and yeah, Pure still hasn't actually done any damage yet, but he hasn't taken any either, so I would say that Luxury has the advantage right now because he is the better player, and if nothing really happening, I gotta say that the multitask and the macro of Luxury is gonna be better than Pure's. But seriously, since no damage has really been done yet, I can't really give an advantage too heavily to either player.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm really awful at putting people on who's in the lead when the builds are just so standard and they're just so monotonous, and it just comes down to that one macroed up battle at the end. And but what we gotta keep in mind here is that both these players are on 3 bases, and usually it's 4 bases versus 3 bases, and I hope that's a drone transfer. Yeah, okay, that was scary. They were not clumping together, so I wasn't sure if that was a drone transfer or if he was going for something kind of crazy attack with drones or something like that. And it looks like he's going to go set up another base in the top left position. But what I was going to say is that when the Zerg player's on 4 bases and the Protoss player's on 3 bases, usually that sets them at par, but that's also assuming that the Zerg player has done some harassment. But the Zerg player here is coming in. Nice storm going off here on the Hydralisks, but the Hydralisks are going to be able to take down that Forge. I think there was an upgrade spinning on there, so that upgrade is going to have to be canceled, and now there's Reavers and a DT in the field. He's going to scout this drone out, and I'm assuming he's just going to slay it.
I like your terminology. He's not going to kill it, he's going to slay it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and it has been slain, and there is a drone carcass now laying out in the field. And that DT is actually going to do some really good harassment. What I was watching actually when you were commentating was the fact that Luxury does not actually have Overlord speed, which he should have had. I mean, there are so many courses in the air, and oh, these courses are getting picked off. 3 of them get picked off, and Pure looking completely dissatisfied with the fact that he just lost so many courses. However, he is setting up an expansion and pushing at the same time. This is a really nice play, actually. I really like when the Protoss do this, when they push and they expand at the same time. And I mean, it's pretty standard, but you actually don't see it that often lately. And 2 more hatcheries going up now for Luxury. He's going into all-out macro Hydralisk mode. Viewers, do not expect to see anything but Hydralisks and potentially some Zerglings come out at this point. Maybe Lurkers later on, but right now it's full-on uber macro mode, and But Luxury needs to do some damage. He hasn't harassed. He's going in for this push. He needs to take out the army, but there's Reavers, High Templars, and Zealots, all of which massacre Hydralisk. So he is running with his tail, with his spine between his legs. I don't know what that thing is that drags along the floor. And there are Lurkers coming out in the field now, and they're just sitting there. I don't know. Go get them, Pure. They're just standing there. Storm them or something. Kill them. There you go. Attaboy. Slaying all those Lurkers. That's going to set Luxury way back. And it's another engagement coming in here. And these Hydralisks are getting stormed to hell. Catching some of his own observers there. That's not going to matter. There's a lot in the field. And some more Storm needs to come out here. There's big clumps of Hydralisks. Big Storm. And big Scarabs going off here. Luxury needs to run. Luxury really needs to go home and rethink this strategy here in the next couple of seconds.
That fight was just a micro fail by Luxury. He didn't bother to dodge storms. Pure actually screwed up, I would say. He put out 2 High Templars right into the middle of Luxury's Hydralisk, and Luxury did not bother to pick them off. He just let them storm him to death. Luxury, I think that was just a big failure on Luxury's part. If you're going to go with all those Hydralisks, you've got to have the micro to support them, especially when you're going against Storm. And feel like it's 5-hatch Hydra 101. You kill the Templar as fast as you can if they're vulnerable. And Pure's Templar ran into Luxury's Hydralisk and didn't die. And now Pure's just steamrolling over Luxury. He's walking right into the main. It looks like Zealot speed is done. +1 upgrade is done, and he's just gonna sit here, mow through all the Zerglings. He's gonna bring more Zealots. He's probably just gonna. Yeah, there's GG. There's nothing Luxury could do at that point. That was just a micro fail in that battle, I thought.
Yeah, I played a. What is that thing? The micro tournament? Yeah, I played one of those today. We talk about UMS too much, by the way. But I played a micro tournament today, and I won it with better Hydralisk micro than that, and I fought against High Templars and Reavers. So, yeah, Luxury, maybe you should be listening to our cast, because that was an uber fail. You should probably play some of those micro tournaments, because that was fail, boy. And if you're going to go for a pure Hydralisk build, you really need to micro those suckers. I probably shouldn't be ripping on Luxury. I mean, he is the pro here. I don't think I could have done better than him. He was macroing off of how many bases, so that takes a lot of APM to do that, and even micro the little bit that he was. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But at the same time, at that pro level, he really needed to control those a little bit better. But the army composition from Pure, we can't just discredit Luxury here. Pure's army composition was sex in a ball, in a Protoss ball, and that's you know, something that could be said. And unfortunately, we don't get to see Nada or Flash play here. WeMade Fox completely sweeping that, and Flash looking not distraught at all. He's just like, hey, that's cool, man. You know, we lost because I didn't play. I get it. It's all good.
Yeah, I feel like KTF went back and decided to adopt the name KTF Fail for real. Tempest goes, takes an advantage, does nothing with it, and fails miserably against Roro. 4GG refuses to acknowledge the map conditions and fails against the Mutalisk. And then Luxury refuses to micro with his Hydralisk. And yeah, I know he's doing a lot, but I think that you can expect these guys to have the micro to do that. At least to notice that the High Templar weren't even being protected by Pure. I think that's what actually kind of made me angry. Is that usually the Protoss player has the Templar like in the middle of their line, like between their Zealots or their Dragoons, or like intermixed, so you kind of have to make a decision when you're the Zerg player. But this was no decision by Luxury's case. He either wasn't paying attention or just wasn't bothering, and I think that's what really is just really disappointing in this, is that Luxury lost, even though I think that he had a fine build. I think he definitely had a chance. He just wasn't paying attention to the right place at the right.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go slap around Deja Vu in some SC one-on-one on Icy Cup. So
bring it. You're going down, dude. You're going down. Absolutely going down.
Easy race. Suck a D. See you later.